In this episode, we will look at setting up the GitHub plugin, create a GitHub repository, and then synchronize our project. In the first step, we display the appropriate views. You can find this using the magnifying glass in the upper area, or you can use the key combination Ctrl and 3 to display the search. Here we are looking for Git. If the view is too small, you can make it a little larger to see more views. The first view we want to add is the repository view. All repositories of the systems are always offered us here. Next, we display the staging view, which is later intended for staging the objects. Since we usually hide our additional functions in the side menu, we can adjust the size of the view accordingly. Next, we create a new GitHub repository. For this step, we go to GitHub. Via Your Repositories button, we can view our own repositories. Using the New button, we can define a new repository. We give the repository a name and a corresponding description. We set the checkbox Add a README file so that the repository is initialized afterwards. In the repository, we can then use the code button to copy the URL to the repository. Next, we call the repository view and can integrate a new repository using the plus icon. To do this, we store the URL and can next select the branch and store our local package. We don't need pull after link because we don't have any objects in the repository we want to synchronize. We leave the logic at full. The repository is now connected to the system. Next, we go to the staging view, select our GitHub repository, mark all objects here, and add the objects to the next commit. We specify initial commit as the commit message, because this should be our first initial commit. Next, we have to enter the user and the corresponding token to carry out the commit. If we then update GitHub, the object should be there accordingly. We can see the last commits using the commit button, and if we select one, we will see all the committed objects as content. In this case, our packages and our class. For test, we can now modify the class and change the Hello YouTube to Hello GitHub. Then switch to the staging tab and update the content using the update button. Our changed object should now appear there. We add the object, set a new commit message and press the commit and push button to push the changes into the repository. After this, we go back to GitHub and check the commits. When we look at the commit, we see the changes we have made. If we look at the entire repository, the repository is structured accordingly to the packages that we have created, and in the packages we will find our class. This concludes today's session. So you should know now how to set up the views in the ABAP development tools, how to connect to the GitHub repository and push the corresponding content. For this, see you next time.